Hello learner, welcome to this session Business Organization and Management, that is BCOC 132 Block 1 Foundation of Indian Business, Unit 3 Social Responsibility and Ethics. I am Dr. Madhulika P. Sarkar, Faculty, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. In our previous session, we have already discussed about meaning, understanding, definition, concept and objective of CSR. In this session, we will be discussing principal approaches of CSR, CSR in India, role of CSR and limitations of CSR. Let us begin with the principle of corporate social responsibility. Company must adhere to the following principle of CSR. The first principle is supply chain responsibility. Social responsibility should cover all those with whom companies are in contact, irrespective of rationalship, that is formal or maybe informal, geographic location, product or service. These may be include supplier, contractor, alliances, etc. Company must do everything they can in promoting CSR practice throughout their chain of operations. Second principle is stakeholder involvement. Company must engage in dialogue with their stakeholders, that is their workers, suppliers, local population, consumer, very important, consumers, because consumers are the king, social organization, public authorities, etc. This will help them know the concern of a stakeholder regarding consequences of company behavior. There should be ongoing exchange of information between company and its stakeholder regarding the CSR policy to arrive at mutually accepted agreement about company's norm, value, rights and obligation. Third principle is transparency and reporting. Company must be transparent and open with respect to their policies, social conduct and consequences of these effect on stakeholders. Information can be made public through regular public report, assessment report, annual report, meeting, publication and data consultation. In India, survey suggests that most companies do not see any direct relationship between social responsibility practice and financial success. This social responsibility agenda in India is based on philanthropy basis, though it is being increasingly influenced by market. Independent variation, companies must verify, internal monitor its CSR policy, quality of report and management system and process. This verification should be carried out by organizations that are not linked to the companies and have full trust of shareholders involved. Outcome of the verification producer should be made public in a proper manner. Now, what are the approaches of CSR? There are some approaches which should adhere to the companies ranking from the lowest to the highest degree of social responsibility practice. These are the four approaches to social responsibility. The first approach is a social obstruction. Though few in number, firms which follow the approaches do not least possible to solve social problem. They oppose the concept of social responsibility and do not consider the consequences of business decision on social environment. Social obligation. Though a step ahead of social obstructions, social obligation firms discharge social responsibility to the extent that avoid government interferences. The organization does not everything that is legally required of it. Like a cigarette manufacturing company, cigarette smoking is injurious to health is written on cigarette packets, but despite of the product being harmful, it does not extensive research to promote its sales. Another approach is social responses. A further step further ahead of social obligation, firms' performance perform legal, ethical and social obligation only if asked to do so. They do not seek socially responsible activities on their own. Donation to charitable institution for social cause is a cause of social responses. Companies make donation when they are approached by these institutions. It is discharging social responsibilities in response to demand. Another approach is a social contribution. Socially responsive firm which favor social responsibility follow the social contribution approach where they seek opportunity to perform social activity. Now the question arises, how did CSR starts in India? CSR has been intrinsic to Indian culture since ancient time. The concept of CSR has been visible in modern history as well, where philosophers like Kautilya emphasize an ethical practice and principles while conducting business. CSR has been informally practiced in ancient India in the form of charity to the poor and disadvantaged. Indian scriptures have also mentioned the importance of sharing one's erring with the deprived section of society. In India, religion has also played a major role in promoting the concept of responsibility of business and citizen towards nature, animal and disadvantaged section of society. Now the question arises, how did CSR starts in India? India, being an agro-based country after the independence, followed such as economic model that the village as a unit was self-sufficient in every sense. The trader, farmer and the artisan ensured that there was enough employment, food and shelter for every individual of the village. No individual would go hungry or shelterless. The community was strong enough to look after each other as well as the biodiversity around them. The trait started reflecting in bigger business as they emerged. The business essentially invested in the community surrounding them, their wellness as well as their happiness. This was a way of the business to give back to the community, and it was profitably to the business itself as happy and healthy employees equal good business productivity. Is CSR compulsory for companies in India? India became the first country in the world to make CSR compulsory. In India, corporate social responsibility has been made mandatory, though provision under Section 135 of the Companies Act 2013. According to law, a company needs to spend at least 2% of their average net profit made during the 3 immediately preceding financial years for CSR activity. Now, who is eligible for CSR? The CSR law, or more popularly known as CSR mandate, which came into effect from April 2014, applies to every company registered under the Companies Act 2013 and other previous companies law qualifying following condition. The condition are: number 1, having a net worth of rupee 500 crores or more, or having a turnover of rupee 1000 crore, or having a net profit of rupee 5 crores or more during a financial year. Now, who is not CSR? According to the law, the contribution of any amount directly or indirectly to any political party shall not be considered as CSR activity in India. Similarly, the CSR projects or programs or activities that benefit only the employees of the company and their families shall not be considered as CSR activities. In addition to this, any activity which is not in the form of a project cannot be qualified as CSR of company. Similarly, any CSR project which has not officially been approved by the board cannot qualify as CSR initiative of that organization. The next question arises, is CSR successful in India? The CSR mandate is celebrated law in India. Year over year, the companies have spent more than 2% of their net profit over CSR. The business have moved beyond signing checks for charitable causes and are taking an active interest in causes such as skill training, healthcare, ethical business operation, environmental sustainability, among others. More than 50,000 crore rupees have been spent on CSR by March 2019 since the enactment of the CSR law. What are the types of CSR activity in India? According to the 8th schedule of the Company Act 2030, the types of CSR activity that are qualified under the Act for the companies to contribute are: number 1, eradicating hunger, poverty and malnutrition. Number 2, promoting education. Number 3, promoting gender equality. Number 4, CSR initiatives related to the environment. Number 5, protection of national heritage, art and culture. Number 6, measure can be taken for the benefit and support of armed force, veterans, war widows and families. Number 7, contribution to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund or any other fund stepped by the central government for welfare, development and relief of the scheduled caste, tribes, other backward classes, women and minorities. Number 8th point, contribution or fund provided to the development of technology located within the central government approved academic institution. Number 9th point is contribution can be made towards rural development projects and slums area development. Now the role of CSR in India. India is the vast country with a huge population density. It houses the largest number of people living below the poverty line. This is why there is always a shortage of resources and fight for it. Most number of populated cities in the world are in India. This has a major impact on the health of the people living in the country. In lieu of these social issues, India is a welfare state. The government keeps making initiatives to aid the poor of the country. Education, health, clean environment, safe place of work have all been recognized as a fundamental right of the citizen as per the Constitution of India. However, there are always gaps in the government service, which is why often it is unable to benefit all the poor people at the ground level at the right time. The CSR law works towards filling these gaps. With its expertise in organizational skill, a CSR initiative work in an efficient manner, ensuring that the beneficiaries are affected precisely at the right time. It helps in the holistic development of society. Other than this, corporate social responsibility also play a major role in maintaining the communitarian spirit of the country. It encourages participation from all sections of society. It includes different kind of organization in a collaborative framework with a common goal of development. It encourages a developing the spirit of nationalism among the capitalists as well as the community. Is CSR successful in India? CSR law, a success in India but a strong growth obsesses challenges. This rapid growth is spending on India's social impact project outstrip growth in corporate profit, or we can say an increasing number of top companies are spending more than their required 2% of target. The link between good corporate social responsibility and good business have been established clearly. Sure, even overseas, there is still no way that the capital market reward good CSR practice directly or are willingly to overlook other flaw in lieu of good CSR, but experience shows that substantial benefit do flow in different ways. Here are some top ranker from India's for CSR in 2020. Infosys Limited, Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy are the role models for the responsible business person. Then Mahindra and Mahindra Limited, then Tata Chemical Limited, ITC Limited, Vedanta Limited, Wipro Limited, Hindustan Unilever Limited, Godrej Consumer Products Limited. This ranking is based on the company's spending pattern on CSR, performance and spending with respect to the responsibility metrics, ESG performance, and how company are incorporating sustainable development goal SDGs into their responsible business action. Now the measurement of CSR, how we can measure the CSR. CSR is measured the following a system model of business into three level. Level 1, principle of social responsibility. This level of CSR model is about the relationship between business and society at large, and it has three major elements: legitimate concern of business as a social institution, and it framed the analytical view of the interrelationship between business and society. Public responsibility concern of the individual firm and its process and outcome within the framework of its own principle. Managerial discretion, whereby manager and other organization member are moral actors. Within every domain of corporate social responsibility, they are obliged to exercise such discrimination as is available to them towards social responsible outcome. Level 2, process of social responsiveness. The business need to adapt its environment. For this, it must know its environment, analysis its data and react to result of the analysis. The environment is complex and ever changing because it is a dynamic and not a static. It requires a complex mechanism to successfully scan, interrupt and react to the business environment. There are some elements to this level. Number 1, business environment scanning. It refers to gathering information of the business and transmitting the gathered environment throughout the organization. Number 2, stakeholder management. Stakeholder can be any group or individual who can affect or as if affect by the achievement of the firm's objective. Example is the owners, suppliers, employees, customers, competitors, governments and others. Number 3, stakeholder management is defined as the mapping the relationship of the various stakeholder to the firm and meeting their expectation and seeking to balance and meet legitimate concern as the perquisite of any measurement process. Having identified the motivating principle of a firm and having determined the identities, relationship and power of stakeholder attempt, then it is to turn to main issue which concern stakeholders. External, there are two type of stakeholders: external stakeholders. External stakeholder effects concern the impact of corporate action on a person or group outside the firm. It involves things such as the negative effect of a product recall, the positive effect of community related corporate philanthropy and other, and another is the internal stakeholder. Internal stakeholder that affects concern those that stakeholder within the firm. An assessment of these shows how a corporate code of ethics affect the day-to-day decision making of the firm with reference to social responsibility, and it is concerned with a human resource policy such as positive or negative effect of corporate hiring and employing benefit practices. External institution effect refer to the effect upon the larger institution of business rather than on any particular stakeholder group. For instance, several environment disaster made the public aware of the effect of business decision on the general public. Now, there are some limitation of CSR. So, the limitations are CSR are a pessimist predict increasing consistencies between corporate action and stated CSR commitment. Companies will become astute at shielding their actual performance. CSR will be a technical fix. Real substantive issues won't be addressed by CSR. There is a crisis in industrial capitalism which lacks in trust and social responsibility. Therefore, a rethinking should be done to decide the role of companies in the society. CSR is at a crossroad. In times of real discontinuity, CSR, the crisis in global market, is broadening the discussion of accountability and transparency. In this climate, there is more openness to CSR idea. CSR will be seen as a good corporate governance. There will be a pressure through competition for better CSR performance. This will impact on the supplier, etc. I hope now it is clear to all of you to understand what is CSR meaning, its meaning, definition, concept, principle, approaches, role of CSR, measurement and limitation of CSR. Thank you.